Bitcoin is going to the moon, as we say. It's going to the moon.
It's the Donald Trump effect. 30 days after the United States elected Trump as its 47th president, the Bitcoin zoomed past the $100,000 mark for the first time. The virtual currency gained nearly 5% on Wednesday, and its market cap crossed the $2 trillion mark, making the Bitcoin more valuable than Saudi Aramco, Tesla, and Meta.
Look, I think there's no other way to describe it but as something that is absolutely historic. Now, of course, a lot of people in crypto expected Bitcoin to reach 100K, but to actually see it happen is absolutely amazing for anybody involved. But I think it should also be something to look at for people in traditional finance, that this asset has gone from absolutely zero with no backing, with no CEO, a totally decentralized network, and is now worth, 100,000 US dollar per token. So it's absolutely massive.
So why did this happen? There are several reasons. Investors expect Trump to create a friendly regulatory environment for cryptocurrencies. Seen as a speculative activity rife with fraud and manipulation by the current Biden administration, Trump has pledged to create a strategic national reserve for the government's Bitcoin holdings. The Bitcoin is already being amassed by governments in Bhutan and El Salvador, and by some publicly traded companies like MicroStrategy and Tesla. Fortunes also turned for the currency in March after the launch of ETFs built around the Bitcoin. Reports say that since Election Day in the United States, more than $7 billion have been poured into these ETFs. Voters in the United States also did their part. According to an advocacy group, Stand With Crypto, 298 pro-crypto representatives and senators have been elected in the United States versus 134 who are anti-crypto. But the biggest trigger for the overnight rally is the nomination of Paul Atkins, a pro-business and a pro-crypto figure, as the head of the Securities and Exchange Commission by Trump.
One of the most important factors that pushed Bitcoin prices higher. And that's the appointment by Trump of Paul Atkins as the head of the SEC. And that's actually the thing that was announced yesterday, and that has been so bullish for crypto prices because, again, as I mentioned, the regulatory appointments are making Bitcoin or let's say crypto investors so bullish because you have an administration that's more positive rather than negative.
But there are plenty of warnings as well. Bitcoin is very volatile, and though it's created fortunes, it's wiped out some as well. After hitting a high of $13,900 in December 2017, the Bitcoin plunged to $3,400 in January 2019. It rose to $59,000 in March 21, but fell more than 40% in just 3 months. By October, it was again at $62,000 before tumbling to $16,600 in December 22.
You could expect Bitcoin to go all the way to 180K and with some more extreme model, all the way to 240K. Now, whether that will happen, nobody knows. Will it be sustainable? Will it stay there, or will it pull back in a violent fashion afterwards? Nobody knows either.
Interestingly, Bitcoin has not served the purpose its creator Satoshi Nakamoto had intended for it. As far back as in 2008, he wanted it to be a way to make payments. What it is today is a form of digital gold, a way to store monetary value and hedge against inflation. Bureau Report, Business Today TV.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.